Go with Valerie on this. How do you, as a new hire, how would you establish a good relationship? How would you make sure it starts off a good foot?
Yeah, and I can speak to this because that was me maybe about a year and some change ago. Transitioning into Klaviyo. It was really about those meetings. I think when we're in a remote environment, like my answer would vary if I was in an office setting. I did talk about that spatial trepidation, when whole departments dominate an area of an office, it can feel very intimidating to walk over there. And in that case, I would say, like, again, no human should in a building bite you. So you should feel very confident to go over there and introduce yourself. But I think the remote environment has given us some luxuries in that, like, you can always Slack people and say, hey, like, I'm a new researcher. That was something that I think every researcher that's onboarded to our team, that's kind of part of the onboarding checklist. So, even if you weren't inclined to do so, which I would strongly recommend against, you would have this onboarding checklist that's like, here are people you need to set up meetings with, like, here are people that you need to talk to. It actually got to a point where our team was having so many one-on-ones, like post onboarding, that like we were actually told to scale back a little bit, which makes sense. Obviously, researchers do need healthy heads down time, and protect your time, everyone, so you can have that time. But the relationships are very important, and just getting to know people as humans, again, taking that holistic approach. Like, we shouldn't just see our stakeholders as people that we have to get over on so that we can get what we want. They are people that want to work with us. And especially if you're a part of a nascent research team, because I think one thing we haven't really talked about in this discussion is, like, when you're coming into an organization that has an established research team versus one that has one that's growing. And those are two different types of environments to enter into and, like, present yourself in. So, I think that definitely has an impact on how you start off those relationships. It's just like making friends in real life. Like, no, there's no secret chick. Really, it is. Like, you might have a coffee, you might talk about your interests and hobbies. So what are the new projects that you're thinking on? Like, what's your roadmap looking like? It can always go from that wide to specific, just like it would in a session with the customer. So,
Very, very. So